One of the things I like to do on my videos is show the reverse side of the jersey. I think it's really it's really disappointing when we see videos but we don't see the inside. So if you like seeing the inside of jerseys, keep watching me. Today I'm going to be going over some knockoff authentic jerseys for an old team. Both knockoffs, different quality, and we're going to get up close and personal. When I say close, I mean close. Let me show you. Close, close, close. Let's get started. Starting from top to bottom, we have our first attempt to be an authentic jersey. Let's first go into the jersey fabric. This material looks like a light polyester. Let's get a look at the inside. That's what we're dealing with right there. It's see-through, breathable. Alrighty. And for this, that's what we're looking at inside. Let's get back to the outside. Next are the tags. Getting close, submit you a nest tag up here. And then the size, the number size. This is 2XL. This is Southeast Asia knockoff size. Or better explain, size is made for like Southeast Asia, if that makes more sense. Going down to this. This is the Jock Tag Authentic Attempt. Let's see what we got here. No comment. So up here we have the name tag, Shawn, Kemp, 1995-96, the Rain Man. Let me zoom out because if I have it this close, I can't show pictures thoroughly. Okay, this way I can have a photo of Shawn Kemp on the side and still be close. Yeah, that works. And that's the arm with a separating point right there. And that's what we're looking at. And can't forget the trim on the back. And that's the separating point right there. And we're going slow so we can see it. It's a knockoff, but hey, it's nice to see what the attempt is. Armband. Alright. Scrolling around. Don't worry, we'll get to the name soon enough. Next, let's go over the logos, patches, letters, and numbers. This is the NBA logo. Head looks kind of big, but still some, yeah? Let's see, leaving off, we left off at the trim. All right, we left off last at this trim. Now let's go to the patch, NBA logo. See, the head is a little altered there. Thread is, this is the NBA logo. Head looks a little bigger than normal. Arm looks a little suspect. Let's move on to the logo. Now this is interesting because it's supposed to be an authentic, an attempt. And authentics are usually stitched. But what we have here is a mostly stitched, right? Authentics are supposed to be mostly stitched. But what we have here is some fake stitching, if you can see. on the inside of the letters, some fake stitching, which is usually seen on swingmans, like Mitchell and Ness swingmans. So that's interesting. Let's take a look at the ball. And everything looks like it is you don't call that twill. What is that? I don't know. Because twill would be a little rougher. This is, just call it a heat pressed fabric that's lightly stitched. That's what it looks like. And same goes for the letters. Looks like some fake stitching inside from top to bottom. And same for this, for the 0. And I don't have a problem with this. The only problem I have is instead of authentic, they should have just had HWC swingman down here, like hardwood classic swingman. You know, my opinion. Let's go to the back. Okay, for the back of the jersey, we have some light real stitching on the outside. Same as the front, some light real stitching on the outside of the letters and the numbers. And then inside, fake stitching. So it looks like this is pressed. Remember, I'm no expert, I just show and tell. Pressed and then stitched along the outside, which is pretty cool. Let's get a look at the inside. One of the things I like to do on my videos is show the reverse side of the jersey. I think it's really disappointing when we see videos but we don't see the inside. So if you like seeing the inside of jerseys, keep watching me. Okay, this will be the inside. And that's how the letters look from the inside. But we're going to see it on reverse, but I think this is pretty cool to see it like this. And the other, we have the smaller 40 on the front and the Sonics logo. Okay, from top to bottom, then going in close for a zoom, and then we'll get even closer. Full picture, zoom in, and then zoom in closer. Okay, this is what do we start off with? Let's just do the ribbing on the shoulder part. Okay, and ribbing on the neckline. And it's nice to see what the stitching looks like on the inside too. Going over to the ribbing of the shoulder. And let's look at the patch. Okay. And let's look at the logo. Let's give it a little touch to see. All right, so this logo is not glued because there's some play. There's some play in the fabric. So that means it's a material it's not even pressed. So you can't say it's heat pressed. So it's a material that's stitched on the outside. And soon I'll learn the difference between heat pressed, heat sealed, sublimated. But for now, it's just a show and tell. Okay, other side. Okay. No need to do the ribbing. It's the same thing going on. But we can do here. This is a whatever it is. And that's another whatever it is. To connect both ends, I guess. Okay, this is the patch we already saw. And the stitching of the letters. That is taking fabric and then stitching it on. What I like to call like a glimpse of what authentic would be. It's just a little snippet. Okay, that jersey's done. Shawn Kemp, the Rain Man, finished. An attempt at an authentic jersey. Now let's take a look at this one up close. And before that, one of the best things about a jersey is not just how it looks on the door, but how would you wear it. So, so this is as far back as I can go for stabilization. But basically, jerseys and corduroy shorts. That's how I do it. And short shorts, just like the players of the past, because as I like to say, wouldn't be here today if the old school didn't pave the way. Okay, now the other jersey, it looks better, right? But this one is looser. It's more loose, and that's what I like about this. Still the same pants, or the same shorts rather, corduroy. Let's get to the other jersey. This right here, up close and personal, we're about to get another attempt at a Mitchell & Ness authentic version. So a knockoff authentic jersey. From top to bottom, and then we'll go into the trim of the neckline and shoulder, the tags, the patches, the logo, and the back and the reverse. Up close and personal, starting with the trim, a red, a yellow, and a red. Okay, move back up to the neck area. Same with red, yellow, red. This is a better presented jersey. I'm a fan. It fits a little tight. This is still Southeast Asia size, so let's go to the tags to verify that. Mitchell & Ness, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, where I'm from. 2XL, Southeast Asia size. Let's go to the jock tag. So this is cool. It has a felt-like patch. A nice attempt to be an authentic. I like it. And then the logo, which is it's all right with me. You see a little smudge there, which is interesting. Not a smudge, a lint. In the military, we call this an Irish pendant. It's a thread hanging loose. And then the size on the edge, 2XL, which is a 52, Southeast Asia size. I like it. All right, that's the tag. Okay. It's the back. Next are any patches it might have. So we go here, a nicely embroidered, I would think this is, NBA logo. Nice enough. Head is kind of big, in my opinion. I'm no expert. And then This patch right here, I don't know what it is. I don't know what it stands for, but it looks nice. Okay, the logo. I love the 90s, huh? It's some of the best logos that came out for the Sonics, the Philadelphia 76ers, the Detroit Pistons, the Atlanta Hawks. Look, those are just some that stand out, but there's some nice logos. Compared to today where it's like just the team name or the city name. I mean, some look good, but there's something special about having a logo like that with some style to it, some pizzazz. All right, so this looks, it's a rough texture, and then it turns to a softer texture, rough again, and ooh, a nice diamond style. I like it. So it looks like this is, what it would be, embroidered? I don't know. But what's important is that it looks stitched. So let's see. This looks like a double stitching, red on the outside, yellow on the inside, and then a white fabric, a white-like fabric, which I think it's twill, Twill, for that. And the same for the numbers, red stitching, then yellow to create a double stitch, and then a patterned white-like fabric. It seems to have breathable holes. Nice design. Cool. Let's go to the back. Starting from the shoulder, same thing. We'll do it a little quicker because we already know. And the neckline. And I like doing this because some jerseys you can see the break. Whatever that means, whatever it does, it's just nice to see the combination of two different parts. And then the other shoulder. No patches to look at on the back, so let's go. No tags, let's look at the logo. Name and number. Very, very nice. Let's get a little closer. Looks like double stitching is what I would call it. I'm no expert, but I can show and tell. Red on the outside, yellow, white like twill fabric. It looks pretty premium. All right, Gary Payton, the glove. And then for the numbers, it looks pretty rad. Same double stitching, red on the outside, yellow on the inside, and then a twill fabric. And this opening right here, split edge, I don't know the exact name, open ends, open sides. Gives it more room, but I'm not really a fan, but it gives it more room if needed. Next, back of the jersey. Let's get started. This is what the inside looks like from the way I like to do it. Just going inside the jersey. All right. I think this is a pretty cool method. Switch around, and that's what the front looks like from the inside. Nice breathable fabric. No tags on the inside to show you how to wash. Pretty cool. Nice attempt to be an authentic, in my opinion. All right, let's turn this around. All right, up close and personal. Let's take a good look at a quick look at the trim, the ribbing, from the shoulder and then to the neckline. Just nice, just to see the inside. Stitching going down to the arm, turn it to the side. Okay. That's what the patch looks like from the back, the jock tag, I mean. That's what the patch looks like from the back. Excuse me. And the logo. The NBA logo. And then next, the team logo. And you can see the stitching. And then some backing. Some backing is still there. I've washed it, right? I like to wash the jerseys when I get them because some of the jerseys come with like, and I've been sitting for too long in storage smell. They just smell old. And so I washed it. But there was backing here that I had to take off. And after a wash, there's still some left, as you can see. That can probably be pulled off. You can see it. Nice. It's pretty cool. It's such a nice logo. That's why that's why it's here for so long. All right, let's go to the other side. From top to bottom, and then zooming in for the tags again that we already saw, and the name from the back, the numbers, and up close. Sloppy stitching, but looks good enough for me. In fact, I might get the Kemp version of this. I mean, I already have a Kemp, but I want it in this version. Close up of the numbers. So, looks like we're done. Without saying too much, I have so many fake or knockoff jerseys because I live in the Philippines and it's hot. They're affordable, at least to me. And so I say, why not get my favorite players that I loved watching, right? In the 90s. I was born in 86. So that's why I have it. I have a few knockoffs. A lot of them, actually. And I have a few real ones. Mitchell and Ness Swingman. No authentics yet, but soon. So if you're interested in the way that I do my channel, if you're interested in seeing what knockoffs and what real jerseys look like, stay tuned. It's been a pleasure. Bye for now. So, being a father, there's something cool about still being able to go through my passion, my interests, and still be able to wear jerseys. So this is the reason why I have an inventory of knockoff jerseys, so I can have a baby, be a father, and still wear a form of my interest, right? So let's get started. Because even more justification, because as you know, babies like got fluid coming out of see fluid coming out of everywhere, like to touch stuff, and then I don't feel as bad if they're like rubbing on this jersey. Watch this. Come on, scratch it like you usually do. Yeah. Yep. Just like that. Just like that. That's exactly like that. right? And those hands aren't always as clean. So let's do the review or the show and tell. Okay. Show and tell, starting from the tags to the trim or the ribbing around the neck, the patches, the logo, letters, numbers. Right? Yeah. Here you go. Here you go. Here's your toy. There you go. Whew. Alrighty. All right. So first we're going to the using my baby voice. First we're going to the green, and then the yellow, the green. Uh-huh. So that's the what the threading, the fabric looks like on the ribbing of the shoulder and the arm. And let's rotate over to the neck. Yellow, green, and oop, just gotta give the baby back his toy before there's a problem. All right, no baby this time. Baby's sleeping. So back to the jersey. Undivided attention to jersey show and tell.